So my name's Julia Hartley, and I'm currently in the third and final year of my postdoc as a Leverhume Early Career Fellow at the School of Modern Languages and Cultures at the University of Warwick.
That's
And
amazing.
before that, yeah, I was doing my PhD in French and Italian literature at Oxford.
That's very interesting that you went from French and Italian literature to Iran. So, what exactly is your research topic?
I'm writing a book about the image of Iran, representation of Iran, and engagements with Persian literature in France in the long 19th century. So I'm starting
Right.
with 1829, which was the beginning of the Romantic movement's enthusiasm for everything Middle Eastern. But I
Wow.
argue particular Persian poetry, because they tend to say the poets of the Orient, but then they're
Right.
quoting only Hafez and Sadi. So
That's true.
by poets
Yes,
of
that's
the Orient,
true.
in Persian poets.
Yeah.
So I go from, yeah, that sort of romantic burst all the way
Yeah.
into the very early 20th century because you get increased travel and more kind of different travelogues and different styles by
That's
different kinds
true.
of people. So
That's very
yeah, and it's very,
interesting.
very vast in a way because I'm not looking at one author or,
Mm-hmm.
1 year. I'm very much doing that whole century. And,
That's
I
massive.
think probably about 30 different authors in total. I
Wow.
need to
That's incredible. No, because we always
yeah.
think about Goethe and Hafiz, so it's nice to sort
Yeah.
of move beyond that and sort of see that there was so much more. That's
Yeah. So the German
fascinating.
studies are a good example for me because then I can see what people in German have done and what approaches
Right.
they've taken. I mean, I can,
Okay.
pick and choose from that and do my own thing
Okay.
with France.
Oh, that's really interesting. And why did you choose to stay in the UK to pursue this
Mhm.
to pursue this?
Yeah. So, I mean, now with COVID and
Yeah,
university fees going up, I think
that's
it's
true.
it's very easy to see a lot of negative stuff. But overall, I feel very strongly that the UK is a brilliant place for graduate studies, and I can say this by comparing it to, you know, other European countries like France and Italy, where I have friends, but
Hmm.
also America because I have done periods. I was during my PhD, I was a visiting graduate student at Johns Hopkins.
Wow.
And then in the first year of my postdoc, I also did a month as a visiting fellow at Columbia. So I very much feel like someone who can compare
Yeah,
different
definitely. That's
places.
really
What,
amazing.
what, yeah, and it's just always confirmed my sense that I think in the UK you're really respected as a researcher from the beginning, even if you're really young. I find America and the rest of Europe much more gerontocratic. Not that
Okay.
respect going, the older you are, the more seriously you're taken, even if you haven't
Hmm.
published anything in 40 years. Whereas if you're young and starting out, it's just assumed you're not as bright and capable. There's an assumption that your PhD topic is what your supervisor tells you to write about. Whereas in the UK, it's very much you come with your idea, your project, what you want to do, and you find someone who wants to take on your vision and your project.
That's
So
great.
I think what's made me want to stay in the UK is I feel there's more opportunity for young people to prove themselves.
That's really interesting, actually, and we're definitely going to talk more about that at some other in another video, perhaps. But just one last question, and that is, what do you think of the state of Iranian studies in the UK today? I mean, what is your opinion of it? Can we talk about an Iranian studies as a genre in the
Mhm.
UK? What do you think?
So
I
I
mean,
need to, as used as a caveat,
yeah,
but I'm new to Iranian studies, and but as I mentioned, my studies to start with were in European literature,
yeah,
and it was during my PhD that I became interested in Iran, learned Persian, and then
yeah,
decided to integrate that into my work. But
amazing.
I found that when we do get together, which isn't often, but
Hmm.
I really like the conference that happens every 2 years, Symposia
Oh,
Iranica.
that's
Yeah.
yes, and that's true. And Association of Iranian Studies as well.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
So
true.
I've not spoken yet at Association of Iranian Studies. I mean, it was going to be my first
I
conference, so
know.
obviously it happened.
Soon,
But
inshallah, soon.
yeah, I've been to Symposia Iranica twice. I've now
Oh, it's
aged out
lovely. No, it's amazing.
when you're doing your PhD or when you just finish your PhD. So,
Yeah.
as a colleague said, it's like Narnia. You get too old and not anymore.
No, no, not
But
at all. Never.
I think so. My sense is, we're quite dispersed. A lot of us are in different departments.
Yes,
I'm
true.
in a department as European languages. Some people
Hmm.
might be in history or politics.
That's true.
We're all quite dispersed. But then when you get together, I think it's a really welcoming and vibrant community. And when I first started going to events in the UK aimed at scholars working on Iran, to begin with, I was quite nervous and shy because I felt, oh,
Mm.
like I don't have the cred because my PhD was on Iran. But
Mm.
everybody is so excited to find each other. So I think it's in
Yeah,
part because we're dispersed, but then when we find each other, it's a
that's
really
true.
welcoming and vibrant
That's
community.
actually you really well put, and that's absolutely true. And that's definitely how I felt, that there's the sense of community, and it does bring us together. So you can actually talk about Iranian studies as being not just a field of study, but a community. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I really like that. Thank you so much for answering my questions and introducing yourself. So let's get Iranian studies out there. Okay, bye
Put it on the
bye.
map.
Exactly. Thank you. Bye.